In this video, we're going to learn how to add and subtract with a number line and take notes on it. Okay, so write your title, and then you might need to pause throughout the video to catch up with me, so pause when you need to. And then for example 1, you're going to need two colors and your pencil or your pen. So you need really a total of 3 colors, like a dark basic color, and then you'll need 2 more colors that are easy to see the difference between. So you need at least 3. You need a dark one and then 2 more. So in one of your colors, write -2. Then switch back to your pen or pencil, write plus, and your other color, write -4. And then back to your pen or pencil equals -4. Now you're going to skip down 4 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to draw a number line halfway across the page. We're only going halfway because over here we're going to put another example. Right, so we go about halfway across the page, and I'm going to put my marks about every 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to use a ruler to separate them by about 1/4 of an inch, but you can kind of look at it and eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. For this particular example, we're going to start numbering at -7 and just go until your line segment ends there. So you need to go up to at least 0, so as long as you get to 0, you're okay. All right, so now grab the color that you wrote the first number in and draw a line segment at 0 and make a segment that is 2 spaces long and ends here. So draw those 2 vertical lines. All right, so that is 2 spaces long, and we want it to represent -2. So right now it's not clear whether this segment represents -2 or +2, but to make it clear, we draw the arrow on the left. Now we know it's definitely -2. Okay, so now grab your other color, and we end it here. So it says, once you have -2, add to that -4. So here we are here. This is where we ended. So we kind of draw our starting point here. And then we want to draw a segment that's 4 spaces long pointing left. So it's easiest to count on the number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to end up here. So draw your segment 4 spaces long. And again, we said it's pointing left because it's -4. And now we have our answer. So we draw a straight line down from where we ended to see what we lined up with, and it's -6. So -2 plus -4 equals -6. Right. Example 2. I'm going to use 2 different colors, but you can certainly stick with the same ones you're using. In one color, write 6. In your black or your pencil, write plus. In your other color, write -3 and then equals. You don't have to put the -3 in parentheses if you don't want to. Okay, so then you skip down to right next to the other number line, and we're going to draw a new number line. This one is going to start at -1. So now in the color that you wrote the first number, we're going to draw a segment that represents +6. So draw a vertical line at 0 and another little vertical line at 6. Right? And we're going to draw this segment so that it is 6 units long. And we'll write a little 6 there. Now right now we don't know if this segment represents positive or -6, but when we draw the arrow to the right, it's definitely +6. Okay, so now we ended here, and it says to that number add -3. So we're going to start where we ended. We need a segment that is 3 spaces long, but this time pointing left because it's negative. So 1, 2, 3 would end up here. So let's draw a segment that represents -3. And how do we know it's -3? Because the arrow is pointing left and it's 3 spaces long. And then switch back to your pencil or pen. Draw a straight line down from where you ended, and that shows your answer. So 6 plus a -3 is equal to +3. All right, I'm going to skip 2 lines here and then write example 3. Right, and I'm going to use blue and red. In your first color, we're going to write 2. With your black or your pencil, write minus. With your other color, write -5. Again, you don't have to have it in parentheses if you don't want to. Okay, and let me move this up a little bit so that's more centered on your page. Okay. Now, we said that in class we're really never going to subtract because we're going to change each subtraction problem into its equivalent addition problem. So copy down exactly what you have above that, and we're going to use this version of the problem to change the sign and add a line, to change it to adding the opposite. So we change the sign from a minus to a plus and add a line to the next number. So 2 minus a -5 is equivalent to 2 plus 5. So underneath, let's go down 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and we're going to draw our number line. And this time, we're going to start numbering it at -1 again. So in your first color, we're centered. So in your first color, the color that you wrote 2 in, we're going to draw a little starting line at 0, and this segment is going to be 2 spaces long, and it's going to be pointing to the right because it's +2. So this little blue segment represents +2. And it says add on to that a +5. So we're right here at the end, so we switch to the color of our +5. So we're starting here, and we're going to move 5 spaces to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to end up here. We draw a segment that's 5 spaces long, and it's pointing to the right because it's a +5. Then you switch back to your black pen or your pencil, draw a straight line down to show what your answer is, and so 2 minus a -5 is +7. For my next one, I'm going to use blue and green. So in one color, write 3. In your black or your pencil, write minus. And in your other color, write 6. And back to your pen or your pencil, equals. Okay. Underneath that, we're going to copy exactly what we have. And use this version to change the sign and add a line. So we're going to change this sign from minus to plus and add a line to the number that comes after it. All right, let me center us a little bit, and then we're going to draw our number line. And we're going to start the number line at, let's see, -4. So in the color that you wrote 3, we're going to draw a line segment that's 3 units long, pointing to the right. So it's going to start at 0 and end at +3. I'm going to draw it as an arrow pointing right so that we can see that it's positive. And then it says add on to that a -6. So we're starting where we ended, which was here, and we're adding -6. So that means 6 spaces left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we end here, that segment would be 6 spaces long and pointing left. So this segment is a segment that represents -6. And then switch back to your pen or your pencil and draw a straight line down, and that shows what our final answer is, which is -3. All right, let me move the camera so that you can better see where we're going to put example 5. So skip 2 lines and write example 5. And we'll do example 5 and example 6. All right, so for example 5, in one color, write -5. Switch to your pencil or black pen, plus. In your other color, you're going to write 8, and then equals back in your black pen. This time we don't need to rewrite the problem because because it's an addition problem. But now this time we're going to skip down 5 lines. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is where our number line is going to go. Start counting on your number line at -6. So in the color that you wrote -5, start at 0, draw a segment that is 5 spaces long, heading left, because it's -5. All right, so now we've ended here, and it says add on to what we have, add on +8. So we're here, we need to go 8 spaces to the right, so we're going to end up here. So draw that segment so it's 8 units long, and to show that it's +8, we draw it to the right. And then take your pencil or your black pen and show where you landed or where you ended, and we end at +3. So -5 plus 8 is +3. And our last example, example 6. All right, so each time we write our original problem, this one's going to be a subtraction problem. All right, so if it's a subtraction problem, the first thing that we do is change it to an addition problem. All right, so I'm going to copy the original problem underneath. All right, and now we're ready to change the sign and add a line. So we change the sign and add a line to the next number. So -4 minus -5 is equivalent to -4 plus a +5, or +5. Okay, so I'm just going to get this centered a little better. Okay, so now we're going to draw our number line underneath, and you're going to start the number line at -5. Alright, we'll start with -4. So we're going to draw a segment that is 4 spaces long, pointing left. That will represent -4. Right, and then so we're here now, and then we're going to add on to that a 5. So we start where we ended, and we're going to draw a segment that is 5 units long and pointing to the right. Forgot my arrow. Oh, I forgot my arrow on the yellow one, the last one, that I didn't draw it left. So I'm going back and filling that in. Okay, so now we draw an arrow, or a line segment straight down from where we ended. That shows us our answer. And so -4 plus +5 is +1, or -4 minus a -5 is +1. And that's it for these notes.